a lot of the cravings will go down. And then doing the 24 to 48-hour fast, it builds your discipline. So even when you do get urges, you have the discipline to say no. I won't do this. Because if you could curb your hunger, you could basically curb any other emotion, any other urge. So that's my personal protocol. I hope that was helpful. It was a mouthful. If you like, you could go back, slow it down, take notes. But I intentionally made and I will make other lectures information dense. I would speak quickly, intentionally. I would combine a lot of information on one slide because I wanted to be that the people who focus benefit. So hopefully you did focus and hopefully you do benefit. On to the next slide. Tips for integrating monk mode. Start with shorter periods of focus and then gradually increase the duration. Consistency is better than intensity, and we are playing the long game as I mentioned in the first lecture. So you don't want to put too much on your plate at once and then you break your momentum because you can't keep up with the amount you try to do. Set your goals low enough that it's easy to hit, but high enough that you aim upwards. So you don't want to aim low to the point where you're not really progressing. You want to aim high enough that you're moving in a good direction, you're moving upwards, but you don't want to aim too high to the point where you can't really hit the target. It's better to operate at 50% for 6 months than it is to operate at 80% for 2 months. So consistency is key. Play the long game. All the greats play the long game. Time management techniques. You have the Pomodoro, the time blocking. I mentioned the time blocking earlier. Pomodoro, just Google that. That's like, I think it's like 20-minute intervals, 5-minute break, whatever it is. Set a timer, however you want to slice it and dice it. Hour studying, 30-minute break, 45-minute studying, a 15-minute break, or however you want to slice it and dice it. Use a timer. Use a timer, use a timer, use a timer. So we already established the time management is key. The previous lecture we talked about it being key. The morning routine that I mentioned was time based. So if you would notice, you go back up, everything here is time based except for the shower. I like to think in the shower, so I don't really give like a time limit on it. But obviously, you don't want to be there too long. But if you notice here, everything here is time based. So that's why getting a timer is important. Use a timer. Having a clear target in mind with the timer as well, it makes it easier for you to hit the goals as opposed to like I have to study X amount of work. It's like I am going to sit down and study as hard as I could for the next hour. And then when that hour hits, it's like right, I have done the best I could within that hour, as opposed to I have to study A B C D E F. If A B C D E F takes 30 minutes, do you just get up and stop, or do you review it twice? If you hit E and an hour goes by, then it's like okay, so this is something that requires a lot more energy, a lot more effort. Let me put more time into it. So these are little things, intricacies that come in during the period of studying. Based on my experience, using a timer is the best thing. Communicate your intentions and boundaries. This is attached to the point I made in the first lecture, removing energy suckers. So tell your friends you won't be able to talk as much in the group chat. I personally left most group chats and muted the ones I wanted to stay in. Tell your family and friends that they're going to be seeing a new version of you and that they have to accept the changes that come with that. Communicate your boundaries. Let them know between these specific hours I'm unreachable. You cannot reach me between these hours. I am doing work. Let them know that these things that you usually do can't happen again. For example, if you have a group of friends you usually smoke with, let them know you won't be able to come to the sessions again. As harsh as that sounds, this is what is required to be successful. Tell them to don't even bother inviting you. Yes, as crazy as that sounds, you might lose friends. Tell them don't bother inviting you because you don't want it to be that you're sitting down to do work and your brain is elsewhere. Your brain is like, Johnny invited me to go out and lime, I could be liming right now. I just reading this book. Mental energy is being taken up. Remove the energy suckers. Remove them. Not keep them at a distance. Not keep them around. Not put them on pause. Remove these energy suckers. These things take energy from you. You don't want your FOMO affecting you while you're studying. You want to be totally focused. Experiment with different protocols and setups to find out what works best for you. What might work for me mightn't work for you and your schedule or your lifestyle. Maybe you don't have enough time to meditate in the morning. Maybe you don't have time to work out. That's fine. Find a protocol that works for you, but keep the basic principles in mind. When I was writing the free ebook, if you don't have it, you can just go to mtonyedu.com and just sign up for the free ebook and we send it to you. But when I was writing that ebook, Conquering Cape, I realized that every one of the top performers, we all had different variations of our routines. We didn't have the same routine. We all had a slightly different routine, slightly different study tactics, but the baseline principle of focus work remained the same. Everyone had periods of focus. Every single top performing student had some form of monk mode integrated into their life where they removed energy suckers and they found their protocols and they just locked in. Embrace the discomfort and the challenges. This is a major one. It's going to be hard. This whole thing is going to be hard. Monk mode is going to be rough. It's going to be challenging. But hard choices lead to an easier life, and easier choices lead to a harder life. You decide which life you want and act accordingly. If you want an easy life, you have to make the hard choices. If you want a hard life, feel free to make the easy choices. I'm going to say this and it'll be like, yeah, I know it's going to be hard. I knew this was going to be uncomfortable. But when it actually starts getting uncomfortable, 6 days in, you're going to be like, bro, what's this, bro? This shit's hard. Like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to study every single day. I don't want to wake up and meditate again. That shit's boring. That's why your mind is going to play tricks on you. But you just have to remember that you are in this for the long game. You are in this for success. Embrace that. When you feel that emotion, be like, right, this is what this feels like. This is what hard feels like. This is exactly what I need to be feeling right now. Because if it isn't hard, that means everybody else is doing it. And if everybody else is doing it because it's easy, then I am in the 98%. If it's hard, that means I'm in the 2% and I'm well on my way to achieving 2% outcomes. How can we start? Pick 3 non-negotiable rules. So that could be no weed or alcohol. That could be no phone first thing in the morning and 20 minutes of meditation. So it's like, that's your 3. I'm not going to smoke weed or drink alcohol. I'm not going to use my phone in the first hour of the day. I'm going to do 20 minutes of meditation every day. That's all you could do. Like, you could just start off with those 3 protocols and just follow it to the best of your ability. If the exercising thing it doesn't work for you, then fine. If the cold shower thing doesn't work for you, then fine. But just pick 3 and do it for at least 21 days. Get an accountability buddy. So you could send this lecture to one of your friends. It's free, so they'll have access to it. Send it to one of your friends and then let them know, bro, I want to start the monk mode. I need or I want some company on the journey. So these are my non-negotiables and I want you to keep me in check. Just send me a message at the end of the day to let me know that you doing your 3 non-negotiables and I'll send you a message to let you know I do my 3 non-negotiables. If I haven't messaged you by a certain time, hit me up and be like, bro, did you do your non-negotiables? Did you stick to your non-negotiables? Did you do what had to be done today? And create a nice little accountability buddy, a nice little framework where you all can keep each other on track. Because as I said, it will be hard. And it would be definitely helpful to have someone on a journey with you. But don't expect it to be a norm that you'll have friends who stick with it. Because again, 2%, 98%. It's just a numbers game. The average person is average. So they aren't going to do an on-average activity with you for a prolonged period of time. So don't really go out there expecting yourself to get an accountability buddy. Look for one. If it doesn't work out, you stay focused on your shit. Start tracking. So you're probably tired of hearing me say, get a timer on a notepad. But you should probably just get a timer on a notepad. So you should probably get a timer on a notepad right after you look at this video. Get a timer on a notepad. Start tracking what you have to do, whether that's just a checklist with the notepad or whether that's tracking the time that you put towards certain things or the time you have to do certain things. So set your daily checklist for your non-negotiables, time block, use your timer, and get shit done. It is simple. Winners always find time. It's really that simple. Track what you're doing. That's it. So you can start now. Pick 3 non-negotiables. Write the 3 down now if you'd like, or get the 3 in your head. Message a friend. Boom, these are my 3 non-negotiables. I'm going to send you this video. Take a look at it. This is why I'm sending you these 3 non-negotiables. Keep me accountable. You don't have to do it, but keep me accountable. And then you start tracking to see if you are sticking with your non-negotiables. It's that simple. Start the monk mode, get cracking, get focused. That's it for this lecture. It was a lot. I hope you look at it more than once, because there are a lot of gems jam-packed into this one.